Welcome, this is Jim. Welcome to Sawlog's Plastic Hubs. Welcome to my humble shop. Today we're going to be working some more on the billet toilet paper holder. Today is going to be the lathe work of the shaft stuff. All this stuff I kind of come up with in my head. And in case in part one I didn't give you the background to this, I'll kind of hit it real quick again. Basically, the toilet paper holder in one of our bathrooms, when you put the larger rolls on, like you get in maybe like Charmin or your, we use Warehouse Club brand of toilet paper, and it tends to hang up and it won't roll. So it sort of frustrated me. So I'm building one that's big enough to handle the larger rolls. Something just to do in the shop to have fun. It sure is not practical. And I actually told some pictures of where I'm working. Went to Tom the other night and another friend, Michael, Tom and Michael, and I said Donald Trump couldn't afford my toilet paper or Bill Gates, either one. I mean, I've got a good many hours in this, and it's just something to do in the shop. So for me, it's not the money or the time, it's just something to do in the shop. So with no further ado, we're going to get over here, get the lathe set up, and figure out what we need to do, and we'll go from there. So I want you to enjoy this video. Pull you up that virtual chair, as I say. Get you a cold drink or a cup of coffee, depending on whatever you want to do. If you got the TV on, whirl up the easy chair, sit back and enjoy the fun. Watch the old man make an over-engineered toilet paper holder, I guess. So hang in there. Hey, I'll speak to you at the end of the video. Let's get cracking. Okay, here's my setup this morning. What we're going to do is we're going to turn this piece of this is probably UMHW, and we're going to turn it down to 795 thousandths. This doesn't have to be, bearing fits or anything, so we're just going to take the calipers and turn it down with that this morning. We're just going to take a light pass, okay? And I know that I got to go. Let me just take a light pass, and what I'm going to do is this light pass just kind of get me a measurement to work with, and then we'll start sizing this down. I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of turning, because there's a lot of turning involved. I mean, this is just the first piece of it, so I'm going to get this turned down first. All right, so this is going to be the second pass, and I'm having to take my time, clean the mess up afterwards. Bad thing about using this stuff is it strains. So you get to deal with it. But, I have unlimited choices, but I decided that I wanted to use this white material for the shaft in the center of this, because it's going to be a little clay and you'll be able to see it. So we're taking around 100 thousandths in this pass overall. About 60, it's actually, yeah, somewhere around 120. But this grizzly, you never know. And I'll put my indicator on to get down close. So I'll measure it up. Well, there's my center pipe. Done. I took it one big pass and went backwards to get rid of the chips. I'm gonna go ahead and this has got to be trimmed up, and I made this long so I could work with it. So we're going to cut it off right quick. And Durling, as I say many times, or any of these engineered plastics, this is probably UMHW. This is some of that I turned out of square stock a while back to build my inventory up. So you can literally just crank the fool out of this. We're going to face all this off and everything. So there's going to be a lot of work involved in this yet. So. And one of the things I discovered, you know, I made this a while back, and it just wasn't practical for drills, but I've decided to use it for another purpose, and this is so I can put center drills, or like today, I'm working on this project, so I can have my center drill, my tap, all that good stuff that's right up here handy for me to work. So, you know, you come across some things sometimes, you just learn to see. I'm gonna drill these pretty deep because I'm not sure. Now, I'm gonna make a decorative piece that goes to the outside, by the way. So, this is going to be drilled and tapped and all 1/4-20 on each end. So and this end's going to be the kind of the reference end, and we're going to make this thing about 20 thousandths shorter than the screw. So I'll do this end, and then I'll bring you back. I'll do the other end off camera. This is fairly straightforward work, but this being UMHW, it's a little bit tougher than your standard Durling, but well, what it does, well, it's like I'm going to have to go get the wrench. The thing I neglected to do is this. Just break the corner a little bit. There we go. Now I got to turn it around, do the same thing. Okay, now, and the way I do it, because I don't use DROs, is I'm touching the part, and I just back off here. Zero this. I'm going to go ahead and get this indicator in here good ways. I'm going to zero it. I've got my work stop loose on the other side over here. You can see my hand. And what I'm going to do is go in 150 thousandths. Tighten it up. Now I have my stop set. And that's all good to go. Now I'm just going to face this off, and then we'll drill tap it just like we did the other side. Okay, now that's just what we wanted. It was about 10 thousandths under this. So when the screws tighten up, this is actually not going to turn. Toilet paper's supposed to turn. So now on to the next thing. All right, now we've got some brass here, and this is just, I don't know the kind of brass this is. I know all this is brass. I bought this brass at off of Facebook Marketplace. It's machine drops. I've got 2 end choices with this piece, and what I'm deciding to do is I want to face this here, one end off flush, or they've drilled it. Get this end square, and then we're going to figure out a diameter. We're going to turn this down to, we'll probably pull it out, and once we do all that, so right now all I'm doing is getting that little conical or that drill was in this out of it. because we can. Or at least get it down to the point to when I tap it and all, it won't be noticeable. So if I get it down to 1/4 of an inch, it'll be good. But we'll about 1 or 2 more passes there. And then I get this slicked up, I'll bring you back. Okay, now I'm gonna do my finish OD pass here. And what I'm doing while I'm setting up, what I've done is I've hung this out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to knurl. So this is going to be my knurled OD for both sides. And that's how we're going to do this. And so I'll just check the size. I'm trying to get an inch and 1/8 right dead on it. Now I'm going to set up to do my step in, and I want to make these things about 3/16 thick or 1/4. I'm going to make them a little thicker than that. I'm going to make them 5/16. So I'm going to go ahead, make them a little thicker than that. 1/2 inch would be pretty. So what I'm going to do is I want it to be a 1/2 inch. I want my step in to be about 1/4 of an inch. And again, this is just, these are scale dimensions. So I'll set my step using the scale like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'll start turning this down, and I want this to be 950 here. I'll turn it down, bring you back. Okay, let's see what we look like. And we got a nice slow speed. We got the knurls engaging. I like to let stuff sort of float. I can get this in one pass, it'd even be better. And what I like to do is, I'm making anything like this, I like to just go ahead and I like to knurl it and get it done. Just because it's much easier to knurl it in one shot than it is to try to come back and I can machine the knurls off a lot easier. And I'm set up. That's why if any time I'm making multiples or something like this, I try to plan the length of the part and everything out so that I can machine basically my part the way I want it to turn out. And it's one reason, another reason I turned this as much as I did, so I can get the knurling tool back as far as I can. It's all in the planning. And that's just all there is to it right there. This is as neat as you can get it. Like everything else, there's not a blueprint. This is designed in my head, which is probably not the best thing. I'm just trying to make dimensions that look good, because obviously this is just something for the house. And so what basically you're going to see here, I could probably turn the speed up a little bit with this brass. And to answer your question, I bought this brass from somebody off Facebook Marketplace. And the guy was from Wisconsin, actually. And not Marketplace, Facebook Machinist group. Excuse me. And so I presume that they run a shop, because when you look at the material, and he puts it up every once in a while, and he puts all the brass he can get into a $7 or the small flat rate box for $50. That's what I paid for it. I've actually bought 2 boxes full of it, because it's it's nice to have some brass around, and brass is expensive material, and it's really hard to get you know, brass at any kind of a reasonable price for the hobbyist. So to me it was a great way of buying it. Parting off is just something you just have to be patient with. I could probably went up to 200 RPM and done this brass. This is a little bigger piece of brass, and I just want, sometimes the saying is discretion's the better part of valor. And I've come this far with this project not to have an incident facing off my finishing controls. So this is a very labor-intensive project, and it's a good little something to do in the home shop, though. I mean, it's something that's as a hobbyist now instead of professional machinist, it's something just good to do. All right, there we go. Now I'm gonna run the tap back through it and blow this clean, and we'll go ahead and we'll get the screw. I got brass screws, by the way. All right, now I'm gonna do another off camera, but this is what it is right now. And that's a brass screw, by the way. So with the Loctite, that's why I drill them through. It's just simpler instead of trying to butt drill them. And see, and that's the other reason I don't worry about this. I'm going to lightly face everything off flush. Make sure I get the burr out. And you see me do this a lot, so this isn't a surprise. Well, so while my Loctite's setting it up, I'm going to set up and do this next one. And I face the screw off all the way. And what I'm doing now is just a really, really light cleanup pass just to get this flush. Just like that. And this will be the one, and all you got to do is just screw this right off of this nut. And I'm going to go ahead, this one I'm going to Loctite to the plastic. Okay, there is the completed, finished holder, ready to go in the house. And that's the Redneck Engineering at its finest right there. So basically, I'm going to take this down. How this works is this is Loctite in this end. You'll just unscrew this side right here. And this. Pull this out, insert your toilet paper. Put it back in. Tighten it up. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's all you've got right there. So we'll just have to go to the house and put it in. I'm holding the phone to give us some light, but this is the completed holder installed in the bathroom, ready to go. So, and I put a fresh big roll on it. You can see there it doesn't bind up, doesn't do anything. So I consider this project a success, but a little bit of trouble. Thank you for coming along for the journey. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm not into the idea of making household stuff just because I think I can do it better. It's just something to do in the shop. And as I said in the opening, and I probably said in the video preceding this one, this is it's not a financially practical deal. So let's get a little housework out of the way. This is a copyrighted production of James Deadman, Sawlogs Plastic Hubs, for your enjoyment here on YouTube. The other thing is, I want to appreciate those folks who watch this video. Whether they subscribe or not, I still appreciate you watching it. Second thing, the subscribers I have, I appreciate every one of you. This keeps the channel growing. The more subscribers you have, the higher you go up in the YouTube algorithm, so that really helps. Nobody except a few handful of blessed people in the machining community are doing this for a living. Most of us are hobbyists. Some of us have a little bit of income because we're big enough. Some of us don't. I would love if you'd subscribe, join in on the fun as a subscriber. I would surely appreciate it. As my friend Tom says, it don't even cost a wooden nickel. There's no financial out of your pocket thing to be involved in being a subscriber to this channel. And I would really, really appreciate it. With that being said, I appreciate you taking a few minutes of your time, sitting down in your easy chair or wherever you watch my videos from, and spending a little time with me. So no further ado, we'll just see you in the next video. Yuns all have a really, really great day. Goodbye.